So time passed. They searched for the Baron, they mourned for Prince Otto. Princess Mariposa wept very fetchingly in her widow's black, and Prince Florian grew. 5 more years went by, and every one said how handsome the little prince was, how merry and good, how lucky they were to have such a child as the heir of the family. But as the winter of the prince's 10th year set in, the dreaded symptoms returned. Prince Florian complained of pains in his joints, of a stiffness in his arms and legs, of a constant chill, and his voice lost its human expressiveness and took on the tinkling sound of a music box. Just as before, the royal physician was baffled. "He's inherited his disease from his father," he said. "There can be no question about that." "But what disease is it?" said Prince Mariposa. "A congenital weakness of the heart," said the physician, sounding as if he knew, "combined with inflammatory oxidosis. But if you remember, your highness, we cured that last time by means of healthy exercise in the forest. What Prince Florian needs is a week at the hunting lodge. But last time he went with his father and Baron Stelgartz, and we know what happened then." "Ah, medical science has advanced wonderfully in the past 5 years," said the physician. "Have no fear, your highness. We shall arrange a hunting trip for the little prince, and he will come back glowing with health, just as he did before." But it seemed the courtiers had less faith in the advance of medical science than the physician, for they all remembered what had happened last time, and none of them wanted to risk a journey through the forest, even if it was to save Prince Florian. This one had gut. That one had an urgent appointment in Venice. Another had to visit his aged grandmother in Berlin, and so on, and so on. There was no question of the physician himself going. He was needed every moment at the palace in case of an emergency, and Princess Mariposa could not possibly go because the winter air was so bad for her complexion. Finally, because there was no one else to do it, they called up one of the grooms and offered him 10 silver pieces to take little Prince Florian to the hunting lodge. "Once," the man said, because he had heard the story of what had happened before, and wanted to be sure of his money if anything went wrong. So they gave him the silver in advance, and the groom tucked Prince Florian into the sledge and harnessed the horses. Princess Mariposa waved from the window as they drove away. When they had gone some way into the forest, the groom thought, "I don't think this kid can last another day. He looks pretty bad to me. And if I go back and tell him that he's died, they're bound to punish me. On the other hand, with 10 silver pieces and the sledge, I can make my way over the border and set up in business on my own account. Buy a little inn, maybe find a wife, and have some children of my own. Yes, that's what I'll do. There's nothing that can save this little fellow. I'm doing him a kindness, really. It's a mercy, that's what it is." So he stopped the sledge at a crossroads and Prince Florian out. "Go on," the groom said. "Go on. You're on your own now. I can't look after you any more. Have a good brisk walk. Stretch out your legs. Off you go." And he drove away. Prince Florian obediently started to walk. His legs were very stiff, and the snow lay thickly on the road, but he kept going till he turned a bend and looked down at a little town silent under the moon, where a bell in a church tower was chiming midnight. A light was glowing in the window of an inn, and an old black cat watched from the shadows. Prince Florian struggled up the door and opened it. Being unable to speak, he politely began to sing his one remaining song.